Hello and welcome back for some live crafting this evening. It is Thursday the 2nd of January 2025 and a Happy New Year to you all. I trust that you either had an early night or you stayed up to see the new year in. Either way, I wish you and your families all the very best for what's ahead in 2025. Our stamp set of the week this week has been elements of text. Let me lift this up because it's not really obvious. Sorry about the reflection on there. But this features 3 text elements and 2 splats of ink. And we've been using that this week as our stamp set of the week, and also for our coffee and card. So let me, if I can see my coffee and card samples, I can show you. And of course they're not just to hand, so I do apologise. But basically we've used this one here and then stamped a single set, either leaves or flowers or butterflies on the top, and then coloured that in. This evening I'm going to be doing a little bit of masking, and I want a vintage look, so I have actually chosen our basic beige cardstock. I've got a piece of early espresso and then another piece of basic beige, so this measures 10.5 by 14.85 as it's folded. This one is 10 centimeters by 14.35, and this one is 9.5 by 13.85. So I'm just going to be working on this piece to get going. And I was inspired by this card which I received for my birthday by the lovely Karen Speckley. And she's done a little bit of mixed media, so there's a little bit of text here from a book, and she's stamped onto here, which may be, I suspect, she stamped the background as well, a little bit of drawing of the line and then some extra stamping. So I was inspired by that, so I'm not going to do that obviously exactly, but I thought I would do a little bit of masking using a new stamp set called Mixed Florals, and this has this beautiful daisy image. It's much bigger in real life than it is on the front. This is 75%, so the actual stamp, if you can see, is quite a bit bigger than the image here. And if you received a catalogue from me recently, you will have a bookmark that uses this particular stamp. Good evening to you, Zana. Thanks for joining us. So this has 2 large images. We have some foliage, some little flowers, and then 3 cute little ladybirds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my floral image with the daisy first, and then I'm going to mask that. And rather than fussy cut that, there is, of course, a matching die that fits that particular stamp. So what I'm going to do is stamp it, and then I've just cut this out of post-it note paper. I'm going to pop that on the top, and then I'm going to stamp the elements over the top so they look like they're in the background. And I'm using Espresso and the basic beige, which gives a really nice vintage look. And I may colour the flowers, I'm not sure, or whether I'll leave them just blank. Uncoloured, I should say, not blank. So let's stamp our flower first. So I've got Espresso. Obviously you could do this in any set of colourways you wanted. So I'm just going to ink this up. And make sure that you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to stamp this sideways on because it's a lot easier with my block to do that. I could have it at an angle, I could have it straight, I could have it going off the bottom. Oh, decisions. I think what I'm going to do is stamp it fairly centrally and fairly straight. I say that because then if it's not straight it doesn't matter. Okay, there we go. Such a pretty and nice line image. Perfect for colouring if you like colouring, but I think it also works just on its own. Okay, so now I have the die cuts. Now this is a little bit larger than the image itself, but I'm not worried too much about that. I could trim it down a little bit more, I guess, but I want a vintage style, so I'm going to stamp the text over it, and I'm also going to add these lovely sort of ink splots as well. And I think what I'm going to do is use this circular one up here and down here. That's my plan. I haven't tried it, so let's see. And I know that this stamp has got, they both have a right, they all three have a right and a wrong way. And I know this is the correct way for that. So let me just take that. I have got another block here somewhere. There it is. So I'm hoping that's going to fit on there, which it is. Hi Caroline, thanks for joining us. Just going to straighten that a little bit. I think that's straight, but I'm going to have to just try it out, I think. Excuse me. Of course, I can't find a piece of grid paper for love nor money. Small piece will do nicely. I just want to see whether it's stamping straight, really. Okay, so I'm going to ink this up, and I might actually do this in a lighter ink. We'll see. So let me see, this is going to be straight. I'm just using the block straight onto there. Then I can adjust it if I need to. Yeah, that's slightly off to the right, isn't it? So let's adjust it a little bit like that. That's better. Okay. So shall I go lighter? I think I'm going to stamp it off just very lightly. I'm going to have one here on the right. So I've stamped my floral image and I've covered it up, and now I'm going to put this bit on the right hand side like so. So this is the circular piece, like so. So if I lift this away, you'll see, like so. And now I'm going to do the same and stamp it up here on the left hand side. So I hope everybody's had a good day. Very, very cold here today, and in particular this evening. Okay, I'm actually going to make this one go off the top. Like so. Oh, I didn't stamp it off, but I think it'll be okay. So I've got the text which goes up to the edge, a little bit in there and around. And then I'm going to use some of these little splat designs to go around the edge. Just grab a smaller block. And oops, got a little bit heavy-handed with the ink then. So splat stamps or dottage stamps, whatever you want to call them, always really, really useful to card makers and scrapbookers. They're great for filling in little gaps, covering up any ink that's got where it shouldn't do, because it looks like you intended to do that. Okay, just going to have this coming round the flower, like so. Like that. Hopefully you can see that. Just going to turn this light down a little bit. It's a little bit bright. Hopefully that's a bit better. And I think I might add this other text here on the left. Hi Fran, sorry I didn't see you arrive, and I don't know why it hasn't appeared on my phone. There we go, I found you now. So hi Fran, Caroline, Zana, thank you for joining us. Oh, Zana's had a light dusting of snow. Oh my goodness, we've had nothing here. We tend not to, I have to say. Right, let's just switch this one over. So, Happy New Year to you lovely ladies. So the floral image I've used is from Mixed Florals. Sorry. And this is also a new online stamp set. So you won't see it in any of our catalogues, including the new one, but you can see that online. It is £23, and you can buy the bundle, which also cuts out all of these elements, but it also cuts out a beautiful foliage sprig as well. I think I'm just going to add a little bit of text here on the left, and this is quite handy because it sort of goes round a little bit of a curve like so, and I'm going to do the same up here like so, and I might even do the same at the bottom. There we go. Reminds me of a sketchbook or something where somebody's drawn their picture inside of an old-fashioned book. Okay. So I think I need to put something in here and here. So I could put some more splats. Maybe I will do that. And what I might do is just stamp those off first, so they're just a little bit lighter, and I'll just add a small amount of pressure when I'm stamping. There. Okay, so the question is, am I going to colour that or am I going to leave it as it is? Okay, let's put that down there. Let's see what it looks like on my layers. to start with. And this is the sort of design where it's quite nice to scuff the edges or tear the edges, because you want that sort of vintagey look. So the question is, to colour or not to colour? I am going to scuff the edges. And I found the other day this tool, which I've had for years, which came from Stampin Up. So this has got some blades inside here for scuffing. It's got a blade for cutting, and then it's got a bone folder for scoring. And this is a perforating, a perforating tool. And this has all been replaced with our Take Your Pick tool, which is this one here that has different blades as well. It's got a exactly the same, but also it has a pokey tool. It's got a craft knife. Doesn't have the scissors, but it does have the perforating tool. But I found this the other day, so I thought I'm going to use that. So this has just got like it's like a blade inside, but it's not sharp. But I'm just going to use this to scuff the edges, like so. You could also fold the edges over if you wanted to. It's all to do with that vintage look, really. Makes a nice mess. Oh, thank you. Happy New Year, everybody. I don't know why my sentiments haven't come up. Your messages haven't come up on my phone, but they have come up on my screen. So if you thought I was being rude, I do apologise. Okay. So, ideally you want to do this over a bin or something and not make the sort of mess that I'm making on your nice worktop. So, like that. The other thing you can do if you don't have a tool like that is use a pair of scissors. Please be careful if you're using our scissors because they're very sharp, but you can do the same thing and rough that up. You could use an emery board and rough that along the edges. Just be careful not to get any paper cuts while you're at it. So, if you've got a craft knife, that would also work, I guess. Or if you've got a very blunt blade, that would also work. Okay, let me clear this all off. Okay, so hopefully now you can see that scuffed look. If I lift it up, looks like somebody's cut it very badly, but hopefully you can see that. So, shall I colour that in? I don't want to go for any bright colours. I could find some beige ribbon to go around it though. That would definitely work. Let's see. I've got some crumb cake, which is a little bit of a contrast, which is quite nice. I do have some beige, but you think I can see it? Nope. It's that one. I have no idea what this is. This is obviously a pack, multiple pack, because it hasn't got a label on it, but it's a perfect match. So just a reminder that I will be offering shares in products from our new catalogue. So paper shares, ribbon shares and embellishment shares. So I'll be sending out information about that. I think I prefer the crumb cake. What do you think? Because this has got a white border, so I don't like that as much. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to leave it plain. I could add a little bit of green for the foliage, maybe a little bit of yellow here. Let's see. So this is light lemon lolly. It might go darker. Dark lemon lolly. So just going to do a little bit of colouring. So just for the flower heads here, that's those little ones there. Maybe I'll do those in a pale blue. Crumb cakes, says Caroline. Good choice. Okay. This is a very light blue. I don't want it to detract from the overall sort of vintage look, but it felt just a little bit too bland. And I'm thinking, do I want a little bit of green in there? I'm not sure. I'm going to put this on and then see. Okay, let's layer this together. Get the right glue. It seems, I keep thinking it's Monday or early in the week because of having yesterday off, even though I was working Monday and Tuesday. It's very odd how you could be convinced it's a different day of the week. There's that. Then I'm going to wrap this a little bit of crumb cake around here, like so. I'm going to keep it fairly low, I think, like that, and then probably add a little bow. Can't see any tape to hand, so I'm just going to use some washi tape to hold this in place. So I think about there is about right for the back. So just going to tape this down. You can just use sellotape. Nobody's going to see this little bit here. Like that. And that. See if that looks anything like level, which it doesn't. Have I done the right way? Yes, I have. Okay. And then just going to pop this through, just tie a small knot. Like that. So let me know if you think I should colour the leaves in green or whether I should leave it as is. Trim that down. So say the foliage and the flower comes from Mixed Florals, and the text is from Elements of Text, both of which are available from the 7th of January. You can obviously pre-order with me, but if you're ordering on the website, then 7th of January. Just add a little bit of glue on there. And one of the benefits of being a demonstrator is that we get to order these items early, typically a month, if not more, beforehand. So if you fancy getting your hands on products early, then do consider joining our team. Right, let me lift that up so you can see. And do you know what I think? This could be a dangerous ploy, but I wonder whether to add some white. If I've got a watercolour pencil, a little bit of white on there for those daisies. Right, here is a white watercolour pencil. Oops, shut my finger in it. Now this works, white works particularly well on crumb cake. This might be a little bit too light to see, but I'm just going to try it. Now, it may be that I can see it, but it doesn't show up on the screen. I don't know that you can see that. You could use a white gel pen, but I find that's a little bit too fine. Let's see, just makes that stand out a little bit more. So I can definitely see it, but I don't know whether the camera is picking that up. I think you might just be able to see it if I angle it. So now we don't have a white blends pen, but the watercolour pencil works really well. And typically you often see stamped in white with our white ink on crumb cake, which is very effective. I'm just going to do another layer of white just to make it stand out a little bit more. I'm hoping then that you'll be able to see it. And what I might also do is add some Wink of Stella and make that sparkle as well. And we're done. I haven't added a sentiment. I think this would work it would work for a sympathy card. Sadly, I've already got to do one for this year. So I think it would work as a sympathy card. Right, so let me know if you can see that little bit of white colouring. I hope you can. Fran says you can see the difference. Thank you, Fran. I have no idea why this isn't coming. There we go. So although it's only a beige card, it's amazing that that will stand out as well. And I think I'm going to add a wink of Stella just to finish that off. I think that will also help the white because it will stand out with the glitter on it. If I tilt it, I'm hoping you can see it like that. It'll be more sparkly when it dries, and obviously it's always better in real life than on a video. So, do you think I should leave it like that, or should I colour the leaves? What do you think? I don't think it looks odd that the leaves aren't coloured. Yeah, you can just, I can just see that in the light. I'm hoping you can too. Caroline says leave it. Fran says soft sea foam. I think if I can see soft sea foam, I might just try that. I could also try like a very pale grey. Right. What have I got? There's an old one, Pineapple Punch. Right, just jade. Oh, I've got light mint macaron, which would probably do the job, I think. Have I got a little bit of? I've got a spare piece here. Let's just do a little bit. Yeah. It's just going to be a hint because I don't want those to take over. There we go. And remember, just little brush strokes, and then you don't end up with a sort of hard edge to then get rid of. Let's do it underneath there. And a tiny bit on there. Like that. Yep, I'm happy with that. So, sorry Caroline. We overruled you today. But I think the elements of text is just useful. I do love a text background, and we haven't had one for quite a long time. We did have a large, like full-size text background, but it's useful to have these in slightly different shapes. And there's one slightly more modern looking, or, you know, like from a typewriter. There we go. Right, there is our finished card. So I hope you can see it. There's a little bit of Stella and the white. So this is my inspiration for my card. I know it's nothing like it really, but this was from Karen, and she's done some mixed media. So this is actually a piece of paper that's in there. But that was the inspiration for my card today, using elements of text and also the Mixed Florals stamp set. I'm going to stamp this little set of flowers on the inside and we will be done. So I hope you like that. Nice and simple. I was going to say just like me. There we go. Right, just pop this in. This mimics the little flowers actually on that in here, these little blue flowers. But I'm not going to colour this one in on the inside because I don't want it to show through to the back. Okay, but there's that there. So I'm definitely going to do that as a sympathy card. So thank you so much everybody. I hope you like it. Obviously you can take this to quite bright light colours as opposed to a vintage look, but if you want a vintage look, just hit basic beige, early espresso, any of those soft neutrals, greys and pale blues, greys and pale pinks. They always work together for a vintage look. And you could scuff more of that up if you want to, but it's just enough for me, not being too over the top. So I hope you like it. Thank you so much for joining me. I do have another video to do of my Christmas cards, so I do apologise. I intended to do it yesterday. The day got away with me. So I will do that. Sorry, that's not very straight, is it? Let's try that. So thank you very much. I hope you like it. And I wish you all the best for 2025, and I look forward to crafting with you soon. Thank you so much, and bye for now. Yes, it would. Fran says it would make a good thinking of you, or just a note. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much everyone, and bye for now.